Now let's have example number 5. The Laplace transform of sine 80. And that is equal to the integral from 0 to infinity of e to the negative st sine 80 dt. Okay? So, we now integrate this by parts, or integration by parts. So if we are to let u be equal to sine 80 and your dv be equal to e to the negative st dt, your du is cosine 80 a dt, because that is sine u. Your u is 80, your du must be cosine u du, and your du is a dt. Okay, tama. And v is equal to negative 1 over s e to the negative st. And we have uv negative 1 over s e to the negative st sine 80 minus the integral of negative 1 over s e to the negative st cosine 80 a dt, where we have negative 1 over s e to the negative st sine 80 plus a over s, this a here, the integral of e to the negative st cosine 80 dt. Okay? So again, in here, we have your u be equal to cosine 80, your db be equal to e to the negative st dt, your du is negative sine 80 a dt, and your v is negative 1 over s e to the negative st. Okay, rewriting all. Haba na ito Negative 1 over s e to the negative st sine 80 plus a over s u v negative 1 over s e to the negative st cosine 80 minus the integral of negative 1 over s e to the negative st negative sine 80 a dt. And we have negative 1 over s e to the negative st sine 80 plus, this is positive, minus a over s square e to the negative st cosine 80, okay, minus a square over s square, a times a S times S. Tama. A square, the integral of e to the negative st sine 80 dt. Okay. If you'll notice, this whole thing here is the same as this. So we can have this as negative 1 over s e to the negative st sine 80 minus a over s square e to the negative st e to the negative st cosine 80 minus a square over s square, the Laplace transform of sine 80. Transposing this to the left, we have the Laplace transform of sine 80 plus a square over s square, the Laplace transform of sine 80 is equal to negative 1 over s e to the negative st sine 80 minus a over s square e to the negative st cosine 80. Okay, so we have 1 plus a square over s square. The Laplace transform of sine 80 is equal to negative 1 over s e to the negative st sine 80 minus a over s square e to the negative st cosine 80. Or we have this as s square plus a square. The Laplace transform of sine 80, is equal to, we're going to have this as s square. So we have negative s e to the negative st sine 80 minus a e to the negative st cosine 80. Cross multiplying. Dito naman tayo ha. We have the Laplace transform of sine 80. If we're going to cross multiply this s square and s square cancels out. So we are left with 1 over s square plus a square times negative se to the negative st sine 80 minus a e to the negative st cosine 80. Applying the limit from 0 to infinity. So if your t is infinity, this whole thing becomes 0. Okay? And then we have so we may have this as negative a. So this becomes positive and positive. Pwede naman yan. Now, if your t is 0, this whole things becomes 0 ba yan? Okay? E to the 0 is 1. E to the 0 is 1. Sine 0 is 0. Sine 0 is 0. Cosine 0 is 1, I think. So we have 0 minus, just for you to see, 1 over s square plus a square s e to the 0 sine of 0 plus a e to 0 cosine 0. Okay? So, what is sine? 80. Okay. So we have negative is positive, 1 over s square plus a square times sine 0 is 0. Okay? Cosine 0 is 1. So we have a, may tira tayong 1. E to the 0 is 1. A times 1 times 1 is a. So, the Laplace transform of sine 80 is equal to a over sine s square plus a square. That is for number 5. Okay? Number 5. How about number 6? Tama ba yung number 5 natin? Tama. Example number 6. Number 6 is determine the Laplace transform of ft. Number 6. Determine the Laplace transform of ft is equal to the hyperbolic hyperbolic cosine of 80. So the Laplace transform of the hyperbolic cosine of 80 is the same as the Laplace transform of the e to the 80 plus e to the negative 80 over 2. Okay? Note that the formula for the hyperbolic cosine of x is equal to e to the x plus e to the negative x over 2. Okay? That is on your discussion for the hyperbolic function of the integral and differential of the hyperbolic function. Okay? So, we may have this as the Laplace transform of e to the 80 over 2 plus the Laplace transform of e to the negative 80 over 2. Or we may rewrite this further to be 1/2 the Laplace transform of e to the 80 plus 1/2 the Laplace transform of e to the negative 80. Okay? But what is the Laplace transform of e to the 80? That is on example number 4. The Laplace transform of e to the 80 is 1 over, what is the Laplace transform of e to the 80? S minus a plus 1/2 the Laplace transform of e to the negative 80 is 1 over s plus a. Okay? So we have 1/2, i-factor out natin, times 1 over s minus a plus 1 over s plus a. Or this is 1/2 times s squared minus a squared. That is s plus a plus s minus a. And this is okay, 1/2 s squared minus a squared, a and a. So we have 2s. Cancel on 2. And we have s over s squared minus a squared. And that is the Laplace transform of the hyperbolic cosine of 80. Okay? I-write lang natin na malinaw. The Laplace transform of the hyperbolic cosine of 80 is equal to s over s squared minus a squared. So this is for example number 6.